Right.
Right.
I just realized that this girl looks very much like my stepdaughter. My stepdaughter, the daughter of my ex-wife, looks very much like that girl. I hadn't actually looked at. I didn't actually look at her before, and now I went, "Oh, gosh, that looks like Tanisha." So yeah, she looks like my stepdaughter. Lovely, lovely, lovely girl. Very clever girl. Okay, so I think we've done this slide. Oh, I think I need to go to the loo actually. So I might go to the loo, but let's find. Okay, so adverbs of frequency. So always, usually, so always is 100%. Usually is most of the time. I would say 60 to 90% is usually. Sometimes is like 10 to 30% of the time. Never is zero. You just don't do it. So for an example, I sometimes meet my friends at the weekend, on the weekend. Oh, I don't like on the weekend. So I need to go to the loo. Can you make sentences with these examples, these activities? So for me, I never exercise outside. I usually eat breakfast in the morning. I never take a bath. I always take a shower. I always work from home. Oh gosh, it really needs rarely. I rarely meet friends, which is another adverb of frequency. It means it doesn't happen very often at all. Fewer than sometimes, because my friends are in England. So I don't have friends here. I have some people I go, hello. I have some, like a neighbor that I'll talk to for an hour or so. I never ride a bike. I always ride a motorbike. So with those activities, can you make sentences for yourself using the adverbs of frequency? For instance, like I never exercise.
Yeah,
I never exercise. Okay, yes, I sometimes go for a very short walk. I sometimes go to the beach.
I usually eat breakfast in the morning.
You usually eat, yeah. What? Hang on. I want you to make those sentences up. I do need to go to the loo, so okay. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so you said you usually eat breakfast in the morning. What about number 3? Take a bath.
I never take a bath. I just take
never take a bath.
I just take a shower.
Always take a shower. Work from home. Number 4.
Yeah, I I always work from the home.
You always work from home. Okay. Meet friends.
Sometimes I meet my friends
Sometimes meet
in the
my
weekend.
friends. And number 6, ride a bike.
Ride a bike. I never ride a bike. I
Never ride a bike. Me too.
drive a car and
Ride a motorcycle. Yeah, drive a car, ride a motorcycle. Yeah, there is a bike downstairs, but it's the seat is too high. I can't get my leg over the seat. So I just went, oh no, I'm not going to have, because it's much cheaper to ride a bike. The land here is all flat, very, very flat. It's good for riding a bike because there's no hills. Not unless you get way over there, and there's mountains and stuff. But the mountains just go up straight up like that where I live, and but everything else is just really flat land. Really good. So lots of people ride bikes here because it's really easy. Whereas in a place even like London, it's got like quite. No, London doesn't have many hills, but yeah, my part of the world where I live, it's like up and down like that, big hills, mountains, and things like that. Where I come from in Wales. Okay, so I've got another tutor slide. I'm going to look what your slide looks like. Probably doesn't have anything on it. Okay, no, so this is just listening practice. So again, I'm going to read about somebody's routine. So listen out and try to remember what that person usually does after work. What they usually do after work. Not every day, not all the time, not always, but usually. Most days. So this person says, in the evening, I finish work and come home. I always walk my dog and play with him. I always walk my dog and play with him. Then I usually prepare dinner. But sometimes I get a delivery or eat with my friends at a restaurant. So he usually prepares dinner. He usually makes dinner himself. But sometimes he gets a delivery, phones up. Yeah, can send me a pizza over. Sometimes he gets a delivery, or sometimes he eats with his friends at a restaurant. After eating, so after dinner, I usually watch Netflix. So he usually watches Netflix, TV, films on TV after dinner. But sometimes I read a book instead. I always drink hot tea before going to bed. Always drinks hot tea before going to bed. And I usually fall asleep around 11 p.m. Okay, so after finishing work, what does he always do? Clue, dog.
Clue, dog.
So he does something with his dog after work.
Walking?
Yeah, he walks his dog. So I mean, you take the dog for a walk, usually so that the dog will have a poo, and he plays with his dog. So like, get a stick, throw the stick, dog runs after the stick, brings it back, you throw the stick again. So he always walks his dog and plays with the dog. Then what about dinner? What does he usually do for dinner? So most days, what does he do? He actually
cook the dinner.
Yeah, he usually cooks dinner. He says prepares dinner, but that means he cooks dinner. But what does he sometimes do for dinner?
Sometimes listen the music.
No, for dinner. He goes, oh yes, medium pepperoni, please. Takeaway, yeah, or get delivery. Gets a delivery. So the people deliver the pizza. He doesn't have to go to the pizza place and get the delivery. Or sometimes he does what with his friends? Goes for dinner. Goes to like beef hot pot. Goes to a restaurant. So sometimes he eats with his friends at a restaurant. After dinner, what does he usually watch?
No, he usually watch football, soccer.
Maybe, but on Netflix. So usually it's a Netflix. I think is a movie channel. I think my brother has Netflix, but he has Amazon Prime. He has something else, and he has Netflix. He's got like 3 movie channels on his TV. But he doesn't always watch Netflix. He sometimes
read the book.
Sometimes reads a book instead of watching a movie. What does he always drink before going to bed?
Always drink going to bed. Tea or coffee or water?
Well, tea. He says, I always drink hot tea.
Hot tea.
Because when I drink tea, I usually drink cold tea. Iced tea. I love iced tea. When I go out for a meal,
honey
usually
tea.
Lunchtime, I drink. See, no milk. Cha Damien, which is iced black tea. So the black tea, it's quite sweet, but it's really, really, really good. So that is my favorite drink with food is iced tea. And then what time does he usually fall asleep? What time does he usually go to bed?
9 p.m.
9 p.m.? Okay, maybe a little later. He says, I usually fall asleep around 11. So around is a time sort of like 10:30 to 11:30. There's 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. And he falls asleep, goes to bed around that time. Whereas we normally say, like, the train leaves at 11 a.m. The train leaves at. So we use at 11 a.m. It means if you are not at the train station at 10:55 to get on the train will leave at 11. Especially in Japan. In Japan, if the train says the train leaves at 11 p.m., 11 a.m., that's 11 in the morning, it will leave at 11:00:00. It will leave exactly at that time. In Britain, if the train says it leaves at 3:20 p.m., it will leave probably at 3:40. Trains are just terrible in Britain. But in Japan, it says it leaves at that time, it will leave exactly at 11 a.m. But if you go to bed, see, I go to bed around 11:30. I go to bed around 11:30 p.m. So I might go to bed at 11:15, or I might go to bed at 11:45, but it's kind of around 11:30. So we've got at, which means exactly. So we start the lesson at 9 a.m. for you, 9 in the morning for you, 8 in the morning for me. We started at that time. As soon as it says, for me, it says 7:59, I press start lesson, or 8. So I started at that time. But around is not a fixed time. Around 11 is sort of 10:30, 11:30. It's around 11. Okay, I think you remembered most of those things. Oh gosh, we've got another. Oh gosh, sorry about this. Okay, so this is another thing about someone's routine, about someone's evening. Hang on. Oh no, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's the same as the last one. I don't know. Okay, right, we're back to something sensible. Sentence stress.
Sentence stress.
Sentence stress. That when we talk naturally, like if I am talking to my brother, I will talk quicker. I will talk faster. I will talk faster than I do with you. So I talk slowly when I'm teaching. When I'm with my brother, I'm talking like this, you know, I'm talking like that. And oh God, did you see that match last night? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. God, wow. Harvey Elliott is brilliant. He's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. His vision is amazing. When I'm talking like that, I'm stressing certain words. I'm making them louder. Most of the words you can't hear. But I'm saying Harvey Elliott is amazing. He's brilliant. His vision is amazing. I'm saying words that are important. So my brother doesn't hear all the words when I talk. My brother hears Harvey Elliott, that's the name of a Liverpool player, beautiful guy. Then he hears amazing, he hears vision, he hears striking potential, he hears attacking potential. He hears those words which are important in the word. So when people speak English naturally, most of the words, the joining words, the verb to be particularly, just you don't hear it. You hear an important word and you don't hear the other words. So I eat lunch. You hear the words eat and lunch.
Lunch.
I eat lunch. You didn't hear much of the word I. I eat lunch at a restaurant. You hear eat lunch and restaurant. I eat lunch at a restaurant at 3 o'clock. The words I stressed was eat, lunch, restaurant, and 3. Go to bed at 9. I can say 9 o'clock. Go to bed at 10. So the words that are important, we say they are stressed. They're said louder than the other words. Than the other words. So I stressed other. I didn't stress the word words. The other words. I was born in Wales, UK. The stress is on born and Wales. So you hear born and Wales.
Born and Wales.
I went to university in Scotland. So you hear the word university and Scotland. And you put the other words together, really. You kind of get the meaning. You hear university and Scotland. So it's about me. So I went to university in Scotland. I worked in Devon. I worked in Bangkok. You hear worked and Bangkok. So these are the stresses. And then if we're using adverbs of frequency, then you stress those. I always eat lunch at a restaurant at 3 o'clock. So you hear, I always have lunch. You hear always, lunch, restaurant, 3. So this is how we normally speak. There's a lot of words that we don't actually need. The conjunctions, prepositions, some pronouns as well. But important words. So I want you to repeat me saying these 4 sentences. So the first sentence, we're not really going to say I very loudly, but we're going to say, I eat lunch.
I eat lunch.
Very good. That was perfect. I eat lunch at a restaurant. I eat lunch at a restaurant. I eat lunch at a restaurant.
I eat lunch at restaurant.
Yeah. So at a restaurant. So we combine things. What do you want to do this afternoon? What do you want to do? We stress do. What do you want to do this afternoon? We have do, afternoon. The what do you want to is pushed all together. What do you want to do this afternoon? You hear do, you hear afternoon. The what you wanna. So my example is better than this example. So the real individual words is what. What do you want to do this afternoon? So that is what I would say to a student. What do you want to do this afternoon?
What?
If I was talking to my brother, oh, hang on, I need to put this in capital letters. Okay, almost there. Okay, so I would say to a student, what do you want to do this afternoon? Each word clipped, each word separate. What do you want to do this afternoon? If I'm talking to my brother, what do you want to do this afternoon? What do you want to do? You hear, what do you want to do? Do this afternoon. So here, do an afternoon. What do you want to is like all put together. It's not separate. What do you want to do? So what do you want to? What do you want to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with your tax return? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So you hear do, but the what you gonna, what do you wanna is all put together. So just be aware, just realize that when you are in Canada, people are going to say, oh, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Yeah. Hang on. Have we? It hasn't run out of time. Oh, no, you're still moving. Good. So you'll go to a restaurant in Ontario or Saskatchewan and say, yeah, what can I get you? What can I get you? What can I get you? What do you want to eat? And you just hear eat. You don't hear the what do you want to. But it's what do you want to eat? But people, if they're talking naturally, will say, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? What are you going to do tonight? What are you gonna? So those other words like are put all together and they're not stressed. They're not said very loudly. What do you want to do this afternoon? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Okay.
So oh, yeah. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day. Slide 15.